I cannot do this review without spoilers. I would limit my thoughts way too much, so just watch at your own risk. If you watch this movie, just keep in mind that puppies are too cute to handle. Too freaking cute! Equilibrium, what can I say? Yes, it's true that this movie borrows a lot from other sci-fi movies. Yeah, it's true. Sadly, that was not this movie's biggest problem. The biggest problem with this movie is that it has a very silly premise, but it takes itself way too seriously. The premise is that in order to have a perfect world, you need to inject some drugs and get rid of anything that can be stimulating. Like my face, you would probably have to get rid of you wouldn't have to get rid of my face. But maybe, you never know. They get rid of stuff like paintings, books, music, decorations. They even cover the windows with some opaque plastic so that you can't see the sunrise. Silly. If anyone is hiding any of those things, among others, and feeling things inside your heart, they are either shot right there or taken to later be burned alive. So let me recap. In order to have a very peaceful world with no murder, with no violence, with no hate, you gotta murder and or torture anyone who disagrees. And maybe it could have worked, but the movie's just so inconsistent with itself. Like hearing a poem can mess with your brain and your heart, but you living with your 2 kids for years? That causes nothing? What the heck? But where this movie takes a lot of liberties is when the cuteness of a puppy makes a trained killer risk everything. Just to save this one puppy, he risked everything, even though 5 other dogs were just murdered in front of him. Just this one puppy. He's so cute. He's so cute, I'm gonna risk it all. But I guess that's how feelings work, right? You get so attached to a puppy that you just met a few seconds ago that you're willing to kill so many humans to save it. I think the writer of this movie might have failed psychology, or maybe never took it. Probably never took it, but he might have failed. I am rambling on now. This is a fun movie, but it takes everything so seriously and like it's supposed to make sense when it truly doesn't. I know it's sci-fi and you're supposed to suspend disbelief, and I did, but there's just so many little things and huge big things that just take you out of it. If you can suspend your disbelief enough, there are some great things to love about this movie. For instance, there's a really cute puppy in it. I'm sorry, I just can't get over that puppy. The acting is truly great, though it could be argued that a lot of different characters do show emotions at some points. I mean, for example, pride, that's an emotion, motivation, arrogance, respect, all things you feel. The action sequences in this movie were actually great. I really liked those sequences, but again, it's another place where this movie asks you to suspend your disbelief. All in all, while it may seem like I hate this movie, I don't. I think it's a very enjoyable, mindless movie. The problem is that it pretends to be a mind-bending experience. It tries really hard, guys. I enjoyed it, but I don't think it's a good movie. And I know there's a lot of people that love it and think that this movie is super deep, and good for you. This movie is like a girl who pretends to love you with all her heart, but it's so plainly obvious that she's cheating on you and that there's not much heart in there. You can remove your emotions and enjoy the beauty and physical pleasure that she brings, but otherwise there's just not much substance in there. I just made a realization, and this movie might be genius because of it. To really enjoy and love this movie, you have to have no feelings. Of course. I guess you could take this movie as good commentary on how necessary feelings are, but has anyone ever with no mental problems actually ever considered, hey, you know what? Feeling things? That sucks. See you later, crocodile.